Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine Owens and I'm a licensed realtor in New York State, and today we're going to be talking about how much it costs to buy a home, so stay tuned. So in a perfect world, you would have 20% to put down, you would have no debt whatsoever, and you would have 6 months in reserves. But in reality, that just isn't the situation for everyone. So then the question becomes, how can I afford a home in my world where I don't necessarily have 20% to put down, I have a bit of debt, and I have 2 months or maybe 3 months in reserves? So for example, let's say you want to purchase a home for $350,000. There's a few different loan programs you can go with. You can go with the FHA loan and put down 3.5%, or you can go with the conventional loan and either put down 3%, 5%, 10%, or 20%. And then you have the VA loan and the USDA loan where there's no down payment required. There are some situations where you can get the seller to pay your closing costs for you, and there are some situations where you're going to have to incur that cost. Worst case scenario, you'll have to pay your own closing costs. So how to determine if you have a chance of getting the seller to agree to a seller's concession or not is very simple. You have to figure out what kind of market you're in. Are you in an extreme seller's market where there's limited amount of listings and there are so many buyers that a house will get listed literally one day and then get an accepted offer within 48 hours with multiple offers above asking? In that situation, you probably have very little chance of getting a seller concession. Now, if you're in a buyer's market where there's plenty of listings and there's not a lot of buyers and you have a lot of leverage, you could potentially get some closing costs covered by the seller. The limit for conventional loans depends on how much you're putting down. If your down payment is less than 10%, the seller can contribute up to 3%. If your down payment is 10% through 25%, the seller can contribute up to 6%. If your down payment is more than 25%, the seller can contribute up to 9%. And if you're buying an investment property, the seller's contribution is limited to 2% no matter what your down payment is. For all FHA loans, the seller can contribute up to 6%. For USDA loans, the seller can contribute up to 6% of the buyer's loan amount. This is one of the loan types where the seller's concessions are not based on the home price or the appraised value. And last but not least, the VA loan. So VA loan rules dictate that the seller can contribute up to 4%. Seller concessions on VA loans may include payments towards a buyer's judgments and debts, as well as VA funding fees. So just to summarize a seller's concession are closing costs that the seller agrees to pay. They can make the home more affordable for the buyer, and they can help the seller to close the deal. So work with your real estate agent, yours truly, or a local agent to decide whether you have a good opportunity to ask the seller for a concession. If the market is right, you may be able to ask the seller to pay for a part or all of your closing costs. You just have to make sure that what you're asking for is within the limits dictated by the type of loan you're getting. Thanks again so much for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next week with another video. Bye.